geeks. So stop in the chat box and say hello. And listen in wonder to the Craig and Tizz show.
Hello and welcome, one and all, to a very special edition of the Craig and Tizz show with me, Tizz, and he is also...
I am Craig. I am not Tizz.
He's not Tizz.
He lives upstairs here.
The Tizz and not Tizz show.
The Tizz and not Tizz show. If you're in the video feed, he's upstairs.
I am upstairs. I'm in the dizzying heights of XRP towers, and he's in the sub-low depth basements of Icebox Studios.
Yes, correct.
Which Icebox Studios, a place that many musical creations came from. I think he'd enjoy actually being called this, the topic of today's show.
Yes.
A very good friend of ours, the late Scott Halverson, who was a good friend of both of ours. The reason why me and Craig know each other in the first place, pretty much.
Yeah. Yes.
The reason why the radio station that you're currently listening to has lasted quite so long. And the reason why a certain band called The Third Bridge has been going quite so long as well.
Yeah. I mean, The Third Bridge, begat Icebox Studios and begat Craig Allen Hecht and begat, how many number of bands that recorded out of Icebox Studios. It all started with The Third Bridge. It all started with Scott. So, yeah.
That's a version of the Bible that I could get down to.
Yes. The history of The Third Bridge as told in the,
So yeah, we're doing this today. Unfortunately, we lost Scott to cancer 10 years ago yesterday. And we thought we'd do just a little tribute of some of the funny, kind, and loving situations that Scott got both of us into. As well as play a load of music that he either did with Craig, influenced Craig, writ lyrics for, and Craig's taken them on, or influenced Craig as a whole over a long period from the start to the finish with a few hops, skips, and jumps in between.
Well, we met in the early 80s. Our wives worked together, and that's how we got to know each other. And, we didn't even know that each other played music. Well, actually, to be fair, my wife said, well, he plays music, so he was kind of intrigued, so he stopped over. We had no idea we could do anything together, but turns out he was a classically trained nylon classical guitar acoustic player. So, and I was a rock guy. So we kind of put the two together and we came up with some stuff. But there was much history before Third Bridge. We did Brainhammer together. That was the first thing, which was our sense of humor because, the man was totally twisted, which I love. He had the best sense of humor.
So he was.
Just like me. I mean, we sat down, right? Now, before we did music, right, we'd have like a backstory, right? And Brainhammer they were a black metal band from some woods out in Norway, and they decided they wanted to move to America to be on the charts in America. And they decided that the best place to go would be Iowa, which is right in the middle of the U.S. and the most boring state there is. And they tried to start a black metal scene in the middle of Iowa. And they figured that to get people's attention, they would do a thrash metal album of Christmas songs. So that's where Christmas in Hell came from. And that was the first thing we did together. And that was, it was hilarious, We branched out. Then after that was Brainhammer did their 4th of July album, which was Dead, White, and Blue. And the third album was Dead for Christmas. So there were 3 albums. I have lost the master tapes of the third one, though. I cannot find it. So I do not have Dead for Christmas.
No!
I can't find it. I have asked Scott's son and his wife, and I've never seen the master tapes, so it's gone. Otherwise, I would so. The songs were fantastic on it, and just sick as all hell, but it's funny, But no, back when we first met, we had a mutual like of thrash metal. We were listening to Slayer, stuff like that, Megadeth, Metallica,
Which always made me laugh when ever I was caught speaking to Scott. He was quite calm spoken. Like if Scott approached you, you wouldn't be like, "Yep, thrash metal's your thing, my friend."
Oh my God, we used to go to the metal clubs. We had like the gauntlets, with the spikes on them, and the wristbands, and we had the whole 9 yards, man. We were hardcore, So we liked that stuff. But then on the other hand, had a very much of a pop sensibility, like the Beatles. Psychedelic rock was huge for him. A lot of old Third Bridge is very psychic,
definitely,
influenced, for sure. And like I was saying to Tiz before we started the show, we got so much accomplished with the most bare minimum of equipment. I had a 4-track cassette deck. I had one of the first Yamaha drum machines, and I had a Roland synthesizer. I had one guitar and a little amplifier with an 8-inch speaker on it, and one Shure 58 mic. That was our arsenal.
You can't go wrong with an SM58.
Right.
You cannot go wrong.
Yeah, then we had Scott's nylon string. He had an Alvarez acoustic. So we accomplished a lot with the stuff we had. It was amazing. And the first time we bought a delay line, we had so much fun with that because we're shifting our vocals down, and doing harmonies and that type of thing. So delay was a big fun thing for us too. So
I can imagine reminiscent sounds of the laughter that you find towards the end of the first track of this evening when you're playing around with vocal effects, I would expect.
Oh yes. As I have said many, many times, we spent more time falling around the studio laughing than we did actually accomplishing anything. But we just enjoyed each other's company. What can I say? But so I'm trying to keep this as chronological as I can. If I get off track, please remind me. Give me a gentle nudge. I'm trying to. It's a lot of history to talk about in 2 hours.
It is.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I know that Tiz can certainly speak on how he, Scott was so influential at, supporting him in XRP when he felt disheartened. And I put out a Facebook post a couple of days ago about him, and I talked about how he was the guy where if he met another band online, like an indie band or a struggling, band just, getting started, he was the one to really offer encouragement and constructive criticism, and he never judged. He was like, you got a band, cool, man, go out there, you do you. I'm not going to tell you, because it's not, years ago we decided it's not a musician's place to judge somebody else. If you're out there and you're doing the best you can with the ability you have, God bless you, go for it. And that was Scott's take on it.
But it does bring me to one of the amusing points. So out of nowhere, I decided to start scrolling through some of mine and Scott's messages over the time. And at one point, he was annoyingly supportive. So I would say he would support the hell out of you even if you didn't want it, and sometimes to other people. So there is a large period of me and Scott knowing each other where the majority of conversations between me and him are him going, "Have you heard of these guys? They're so passionate. They're making their music is really good." 5 minutes later, "Have you heard of this band? They're so passionate. They're doing their thing. I'm really, they're gonna go far." 5 minutes later, got another band for you. Like, it's like he was so supportive that like he was constantly, and he wasn't in a bad way, but always going like, "Is there anything can you get these guys some airplay that could do with it?" Oh, great.
Yeah.
These guys are going to go for these are great. I'm really supporting these guys. And he was constantly, and I'm 90% sure that wasn't just me. He was doing that to probably all of the other radio DJs of the time and the promoters of the time. He was constantly building bridges between the people, between the bridges as well. I met a lot of bands of that kind of era in XRP. Some of the better ones that are still going probably came to us via Scott probably finding them on another radio station and
Oh, yeah.
poaching them for us or something. He was always. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't exclusively XRP as well, but in return, he was constantly turning around to people and going, "You should check out XRP. You should submit your music there. If you played on this
Right.
radio station, you may as well get played over here as well." Probably somewhat what we were mentioning earlier, Craig. Yeah, he was incredibly supportive to the point of, I think he knew that when you're sitting there going, well, if he's sitting there going, stop being quite so lazy, I best actually, even though I can't be bothered, I best actually get off my ass and do something and make something of myself.
Yeah.
He definitely one of those people that get you kind of off your ass doing something.
Right.
Whilst ironically, as he's going through it, being really quite hippie-esque about it. If he was the most unstoned stoner that I've ever come across.
That's a great way to put it.
Because it was debilitatingly so, because he came up with all the peas man ideas, as I like to call them, but then he actually followed through on them. He actually did them.
He did.
He was so enthusiastic about pretty much everything that he brought to me, and it was very rare that if he turned round and said, "Oh, me and Craig are working on this," I always knew that it was going to be finished. You get a lot of musicians going, "Oh, there's going to be a new album out, or we're going to do this in the store, we're thinking about doing this." Whereas most of the time when Craig says, "You're going to get this," or "I'm thinking about doing this," or "Me and Craig are doing this," you knew that you were going to get a copy. You knew there was music that was actually going to be released at the end of it. Even if he turned around last minute and went, "This one didn't really go in the direction we intended it to go in," but here we are.
It's funny. I've actually got, let's see, at last count, I have 32 90-minute cassettes full of song ideas from Scott and I down here, still on the original 4-track, and it's just bits and pieces. And every now and then I will listen to them and get inspired by something that we came up with back 20 years ago. It's crazy. But yeah, you're talking about the hippie-esque thing. This is kind of a bit of a tangent, just a bit, but when our new artist on XRP, her Kind Machine, when he first debuted, he was talking about writing songs of positivity and good things. And when I first saw that, I go, "Oh my God, dude, you are triggering me back to third grade," because Scott's real idea was, we have shirts somewhere that say "Peace, Love, Light, and Music" on the back, because Scott was all about writing songs of positivity and really trying to reach. I know it sounds kind of corny, but it really was our mission statement. Songs to reach people's hearts, and to lift them up, and to. Because back then there was so much metal and negativity and stuff in music, and he wanted to write something that would really touch people. So a lot of our old songs were like that. Like the lyric content and whatnot. And kind of peace lovey-dovey. But that's what we did. So anyway, but yeah, you're talking about like artists back then. I think we got Richie Randall from Gravehopper to get on XRP.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, there was also a band that never got on here, unfortunately. It was a 2-guy band out of New York called Elm Treason, and they were very, very good. They reminded us so much of us because it was just 2 guys, played multiple instruments, wrote wonderful music, and sadly they disbanded a couple of years ago here, but we always tried to get them to submit as well. But yeah, he had a lot of reach with a lot of bands for sure.
Definitely. I mean, it's just looking through some of his messages again. A lot of his messages came from that how do I put it? We don't really know how to clarify or genre cap our music.
Yeah.
So this is one. What size are your average listening audience for the shows that our music might fit in, if any? Where does our music fit? Does our music fit anywhere?
It still doesn't. My music doesn't fit anywhere. I have the same problem now.
Yeah.
You know?
Just like, come here to XRP. We'll look after all of you ungenre qualifiable artists. It's
I
just
know.
music. It's all just music.
Well, that's one of the reasons I had to invent different fake bands under my name, because one second I'm metal, then I'm funk, then I'm folk, then I'm so that's how I beat it by doing that for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, we were unclassifiable, man.
Yeah, I remember being there because like we did the Mighty Jam stuff. Then I was Tizz, and then I was Wired Productions for the electronica stuff, and Reddish for a lot of the acoustic stuff originally.
Yeah.
And then I just got bored. It's too much effort to run that many Facebook pages at the end of the day.
I get that. Yeah, it's same thing for me. I had a really strange part where after he had passed, you know, I still had lyrics that he had left, because he was the lyricist, he was the songwriter, you know. And I was like, well, do I put the rest of this stuff out as Third Bridge or as me or what? So there was a bit of an overlap there where I was writing material, but still putting the Third Bridge name on it, until I figured out maybe I should just go back, and stuff that, you know, has Scott's lyrics will be Third Bridge from now on, and stuff that I've written will just be Craig Allen Heck, and I have to really cross them. But there is some overlap there still, you know. But yeah, that was interesting because he left me enough songs. I think I probably wrote 5 songs after he had passed away, where I had lyrics for. Yeah, you know. So because there was even, like on my list here, I think the very last thing that I did was Sail Away. I thought I had nothing left, and I had found Sail Away somewhere, but it was more prose. I had to chop it up into lyrics. You know, that worked.
I remember the first time you mentioned it, and you were kind of like, I really want to do this, but I'm not sure how to structure it.
Yeah, for sure. You know, so that was hard. But anyway, I think we should probably play something.
I was going to say, should we start at the start and go onwards?
Okay, well, let's start at the start. This is this first song is a thing we were messing around in the studio one day. A song called Downtrodden, and it features my horrible take on James Brown vocals. And you know, I was playing bass on it, and Scott and I were doing he wrote the lyrics to it, but it's just a takeoff on James Brown and funk and whatnot. You know, you have the guys in the background that go work, that kind of stuff. You know, we have all that in there, and we're trying to clap along to it with open microphone. We're falling down laughing, missing the claps and everything. And anyway, this is Downtrodden. So
what I love a lot about it is your silly sides definitely shine out as you literally break apart laughing during this track. Yeah, that's it. Because sometimes I always remember. Sometimes I'll be speaking to Scott, even if it was just messaging. But we didn't speak so much on. We used to message a lot, but it was a lot more rare that we got on the old video call.
Yeah.
But he always held his phone so close to his face, so he always got Scott's
like this.
You know, his slightly stern look when he's thinking.
Yeah.
And he'll be speaking, and like he'll be speaking about music or something. He'll call me up and be like, it could be as simple as, "What do you think of this promoter or something? Or is this a good deal? People are still, it says £15 to get promoted here. What do you think?" And he'd be quite. And then this stern face got broken with that with a laugh, because he usually couldn't understand. I'd probably say something like a British or Brummie slang phrase, and he didn't understand. But every time I said something that was very British or very Brummie, that weird little laugh that came out of nowhere,
and a high pitch that the Scott laugh, I know it well, man.
I love that's one of the reasons why I love this track, because you can hear it.
Oh yeah,
here we go. Downtrodden, Craig and Scott Halverson. Because that's how I still have that track in the database as that, because you weren't the third bridge yet.
No, we were not.
Have you got audio there?
I do. It's perfect. It's the sound of a Yamaha drum machine stuck in one loop.
Yeah, but I mean, in fairness, the peak technology at that point, wasn't it?
It was, man, in 82, yeah.
back then, you would be like, it's stuck on 100 people would be going, what? Your drummer's in this box?
Yeah, exactly. I could actually put the lyrics to this out someday if you guys know what the words are. It's supposed to be straight to hell. You get tater hair. Who I
What is impressive is that I know that you played that bass in live all the way through.
Oh yeah, you had to. It was one take, and you couldn't mess it up.
It's a 7-minute long track that was crazy, wasn't it?
There was not a lot of editing ability back then.
Doing that for 7 minutes must have been exhausting.
It was a good workout for the fingers.
So you're not playing that at the start of your.
Yes, I'm using a plectrum.
I'm still.
Well, it's all playing the pads on the machine with the fingers, so it all rolls and stuff.
I imagine.
Exactly what we're doing. Yep.
What? That bit there where you both realise are we now out of time working? Are we saying work at the wrong time now?
I think we didn't know. I couldn't get close enough to the counter on the deck to know what part of the song I was in. I love how the horns bend up there.
What'd you say about a white boy there?
I guess maybe a white boy, but I'm really pretty too. which is not at all what you think I said.
That is not what I thought you said.
It's like I'm eating putty too. Like, what?
Why have I never known this?
I told you, there's a lyric sheet. Take the bridge.
And I'm going straight to hell. And I'm built up alternative. And I'm going to hell. Back to hell.
You know, I've just heard this and I can't get the image out of my head now because the perfect mix between James Eric.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
This is where the tape stopped, and I'm like,
What happened to Damn. Shit. Jump back.
get back.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, man.
Two friends having fun, eh?
I'm telling you.
Downtrodden, Craig and Hecht with Scott Halverson. Before they were officially the Third Bridge, I got that track they submitted before they. So everyone else's copy, but my one of those copies says the Third Bridge, but my one says Craig and Hecht with Scott Halverson.
Yeah, you have the updated credits on yours, so
the down-dated credits.
Yes, exactly. Let's see. So where am I in the story? Okay, so Downtrodden. Okay, we had Brainhammer before that. You've got some Brainhammer, but it's so unlistenable. I mean, I tried to clean those songs up as best I could with the gear I have. I can't. Maybe one of those new fancy AI programs to do it or something, but I don't know. I don't use that stuff.
Anyway. Don't start that debate again. I know it's been quite heated. That has been on the XRP radio wall. Have you seen that? Wow.
Matter of fact, I responded to it late. I responded to it late last night. I think I was like the last person to comment, actually.
Yeah, I thought there'd be a little few more people in the middle, but it is quite split down. Like it's no or yes.
I'm actually at the point now, and it took me the longest time to get here, where I will allow it in my studio, but only to help me if I get stuck for a word or a phrase. Writing a lyric, I'll use it there. But it's not generating music down here, and it's not writing, melody or anything. That's why I'm here, But yeah, for a stuck word here or there, yeah, I'll use it for that. But otherwise, no. I'm all hands on, pretty much. So,
yeah.
Anyway, down the storyline. So anyway, after Downtrodden, we became the Third Bridge, and that's where we decided to actually start writing something cohesive. And that's where the next song, whenever we get around to playing it, Just a Fantasy, that came from. Now, the thing is, I can't remember back in the timeline. I'm almost thinking Mega Child came first before Just a Fantasy. But Just a Fantasy was written more like a commercial, like a single, if you will. It was a bit more catchy and that type of thing. Whereas Mega Child was a bit more spacey. But I think chronologically, they both dropped around the same time. I think the first thing we sent to XRP was Mega Child, though.
I think it was. It was. If it wasn't, it was definitely the first of kind of time. I know it was. It was a very popular track.
Yeah. I mean, so I just thought of this right now. It's funny off the top of my head. I remember Scott sending me a message, and he said at the time, back when there was the XRP charts, we had like 8 songs in the charts at the same time back then, which is mind-boggling to me. But we did, And I know for sure that Mega Child was in there, and I know Just a Fantasy was as well, because like I was saying to Tizz before we started the show, there's been so many Third Bridge tracks back there that I think didn't get a lot of airplay, but XRP has them. Not that I'm ignoring them, but they're there. But a lot of this stuff came out around the same time. And it covers the gamut,
I was going to say, I think it's just the lifeblood of you and Craig, you and Scott, releasing so much music all the time. Like even now, as you are now where you've kind of calmed down a little bit, but
You
like,
told me to.
yeah, I know. It's because you don't let your music breathe for a second.
No.
So like, I remember Scott was quite consistent in uploading music quite quickly, and I was like, mate, let us get one track out for. So yeah, I reckon like probably out of the 10 tracks from or however many there were in A Private Universe, that collection that was sent in, obviously all of them came. I guess it's the album syndrome. Like you get the Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication, but everyone knows Californication, and why can't I think of the other track at the moment? Favorite band?
Under the Bridge.
Under the Bridge.
Yeah.
Are the ones, but not many people can think about the rest of the tracks on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that. I mean, I'm like, the cover bands here, like Guns N' Roses, right? They're all over, Sweet Child of Mine and Paradise City. But there was so much other great songs on that album that no one ever plays, that they ignored, which is sad because there was some really creative stuff there, but you never hear anybody play that stuff.
This is the one thing that I do prefer people's current, like, a lot more people are releasing, like, singles and B-siders, it's a 2-track compilation. And it really, I prefer that quite a bit over the album release, to be honest, in this day and age. Because, it's so much good music got forgotten about in the past. Whereas, like, with Icons of Industry at the moment, I could probably, off the top of my head, tell you all of their latest tracks and probably the order they came in. I'm not going to do it. Okay, shall I do it? No, I'm not going to prove myself. There's Heavy Locust. There's The Wheels Will Turn. There's Eloquence. Okay, that's enough. Right, I can do it. It's fine. But yeah, so it's a nicer way to get it in. But luckily, we get chances like this to revisit some of these tracks now.
Yeah, which is really nice. I mean, it's kind of funny too in the terms of XRP. I wish I could put a lot more of the Third Bridge stuff back out and put it more in the public eye, but now it's kind of like a piece of history, unfortunately. But, like I said in the post I put on Facebook, what I'm doing today would not exist without Third Bridge, obviously. Yeah. So it's just kind of there, I mean, I'm never going to ignore that stuff. There's some really good music there, but anyway, should I play play the next track, you think? Or
let's go for the next one. And then I will retell a tale of Scottiness.
Scottiness. I like
Scottiness.
You do live in Scotland.
Oh, yes, I do.
Thank you. Anyway, this is like I was saying, this is our first attempt at a single, which was Just a Fantasy, with Scott on vocals. And when this got played on XRP, people kept comparing it to the Beach Boys. I don't understand that. We had nothing. We didn't like the Beach Boys. If it makes you happy, man. Anyway, here's Just a Fantasy.
When I very first hear that first 4 bars, I always think, if I could walk 500 miles.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this predates that quite a bit. I love those pills.
Or is it just a fantasy before my eyes? Oh no, in my mind there is this place.
Everywhere you can throw the bar at harmony.
Yeah.
Every single place.
We love doing harmonies. That was fun.
Can you see the wonder in me? Can you even try? Or is it just a fantasy before my eyes? Oh no, carousels of dancing flowers. Would this be like second sight? Watching minutes turn to hours. Shadows turn to
actual hand claps are when they synth hand claps.
Oh, they're real.
Real hand claps. Yeah, they are.
I think this is about 12 tracks on a 4-track machine. I said buying some.
Hey, can you see me? Hey, can you come with me? I don't want
Those films are a little
this trip
Boom.
It's like a drummer falling down the steps.
It's comforting and warm.
To be honest, I love that guitar tone. That's the what I had to work with. It came out okay.
Here's a question: how many guitars did you have when this song was made? Two.
I had a miniature flying V. It was like 320 size, like this big little V. It was great. And I had a strap.
Why did you have a 3/4 size like this?
But it was cheap. I paid $125 for it. Because I still have the damn thing.
Like, I'm not just like this isn't a fat joke. You're a big you're quite a
Oh, yeah, I'm a
tall.
bit of a large
Like,
dude. Yeah, yeah.
3/4 flying V's are small anyway. That
Yeah.
must have looked ridiculous.
It was great. That's why I bought it. That's sense of humor, you know? Wish I had a picture of it someplace.
Oh, tell me you've got a picture somewhere.
I'll look around.
I don't wanna make this trip
I need a picture.
Oh, the fake ending.
The fake ending.
I gotta fix that.
This might.
It's so good, we'll do it again.
Can you come with me?
I gotta fix that.
I thought it was
I uploaded a new version, I thought. Great chorus.
all your original ones were uploaded in 2015.
No.
That was 2022.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny, man. What's the earliest upload?
Sorry.
What's the earliest upload from Facebook? Because somebody's got re-uploaded, like you said, 2022.
It was.
I'm thinking Megaton.
No, well, it was a group of tracks that was uploaded 2015, it was 5th,
Okay.
the May 2015.
Okay.
And it's Kathy's Got the Blues, Limitless, Sings from My
Oh,
Life,
wow. Okay, I've got
Music
it.
at the Speed of Money, A Sleeping Giant, Vector Equilibrium, Wings
Wow.
and
Okay.
Good Enough for Me.
Okay.
And then I remember Good Enough for Me coming through, and then I turned around to Scott and I was like, do one a month, and then they started coming one a month. Look like this. Then the Traveller a month later. If I didn't have you a month later, I was coming back a month later.
Okay. Wow.
You're listening to XRP Radio. It works better when I unmute my mic properly. And this is our little Scott special, a tribute to a very good friend of both mine and Craig that was basically a very strong part of the influence of what we do right at the moment. And one of the things that I thought I'd share with you is quite, I don't know, it's a bit choking. It's the last message he ever sent me. And the first bit is a bit choky, but the rest thing kind of has stuck in my head for, 2015. So it's stuck in my head for 11 years and kept XRP going. He just says, hang in there, my friend. There's a strong chance I'll be gone in the next few days, but I want you to know that you are one of the people I've met doing music that has shown the most integrity and passion for indie music. Don't let the bullies get to you. You are loved by most. And that stuck with me for ages. Me and Scott kind of became close friends because he witnessed basically me getting socially bullied by other radio stations online. So what was happening is, like, at points where I'd go live on XRP radio, there were people that would come into our chat box or see what we were doing online and then personally message every single person that they could, and accuse us of stealing people's music, or, you know, not paying fair rates, or whatever excuse they had under their bush to do it. And Scott's the guy that caught, like, basically figured. I had some ideas, but he was one of the first people that was like, I've just got this message by this idiot. Don't let it get to you. And it was at a point where, like, our listeners were dropping off because our competitors were doing radio shows at the exact same time as we were and poaching our listeners, so that they'd literally do their show whilst in our chat box and try and get listeners over. It was an absolute mess. And I threw up my hands and I was like, fuck it, what's the point in doing it anymore? Like, I love supporting independent music, but no one's coming here to be supported or listen to the music to support it. So I've had enough. Fuck it. And Scott actually, shouted from my corner across social media, and every single day, whilst literally every day for whilst the worst of it was happening, he was like, don't listen, look at all these cool people over here that do like you and understand that this is all a load of bullshit. And he'd say things like, I bet you, because it wasn't just one person. I think because a lot of these radio station DJs back then, they'd you know, a radio station will fail and the remainders would set up another station here and there and blah blah blah. So it became really toxic for quite a while. So, and I remember Scott just being like, look, they are harming you now, but they're doing themselves more damage in the long run, and they won't last 2-3 months. And then 2-3 months later, you'd see, we've closed down our radio because we can't afford it anymore, or something like that. But yes, Scott always had my back. Oh, weirdly, considering, you know, don't even live in the same country, was an online meeting that we made. Almost unquestioningly supported me, which has always been and was always nice. And he was always of the mind of like, well, if I'm not giving up music now, and he'd joke about it, which always made me feel awkward. He'd always joke about it. If I can do it when I've got cancer, then you, as a 22-year-old, however fucking old I was at the time, can keep a shitty internet radio station going on in your spare time, can't you? And I was like, yeah. You're quite right. So every single time since then, I've sat down and gone, oh, why? I just got in my ear going, it's a shitty little internet radio station you can run in your spare time, so just do that, idiot.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. You must have spoke to him later than I did. When last time I saw him, I was in his hospital room, and we spoke, and you know, he was pretty weak at that point. He said, well, the doctors gave me a couple of weeks now. Wasn't that just a bitch? And I says, yeah, you know, it sucks, man. And, you know, I held his hand and I told him I loved him. And he said, don't ever let that music die, man. Don't let it stop. You got to keep going, you know. So to this day, I mean, you know, if I get, Tizz hears this from me all the time. I can't go on anymore. I can't write any. I can't think of anything more to do. I'm just going to hang this all up. And there's Scott right in my ears. Are you kidding? You know, you're a retired guy. You know, you make music for fun. Just, you know, give it a break. Come back to it. You know, and I will say, everything. Oh, this is hard. Everything I've done since he's passed, I still feel him right next to me down here. Because in the studio here, he was right next to me, and the way this would work is that I would be, you know, the crazy person with all these ideas flowing out of me. I'm grabbing guitars and I'm hitting keyboards. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? What do you think of this? And his job was to tell me, slow down.
Yeah.
He was my editor. He was the guy to tell me, that lick you just played, play it again, take it down an octave. That thing you just played, slow that down and move that over here, you know. And I don't have that anymore. You know, I don't. I'm down here on my own now. And, you know, I get the occasional friend that'll stop in and give me a little bit of advice, you know, but it's hard without him, you know. But everything I have done since then, he would be right here with me and he'd be loving this. You know, everything we've done, you know, I mean, Go ahead.
There's one thing that he would be very proud of, because like I go through some of these messages and we speak about you a lot as well. And he was quite worried. Like, what I'd most hate to see is that the third bridge is pretty much over. I know Craig will put in all of the work and always be musical and use some of the inspiration that I've given him. I'll be too sick during treatments to spend much of, if any, time doing the social media part, and I don't want us to fade into obscurity. And a lot of our messages were like, Craig, he says he'll look at Facebook and get into the social media. I'm just worried that he won't follow through. That was his biggest worry about you. Never the making music part of it. Because he knew you'd always probably sit down in your spare time and write songs and enjoy it in your own time. But he was always worried that you'd stop allowing other people to hear it and keep it into yourself. To which, obviously, I said, I'm not going to let Craig do that. Shut up.
Well, we had our roles were very defined. I was the mad scientist in the studio, and Scott was our social media director. He was the guy online chatting with people. He was the guy constantly on Twitter. Twitter was big for him. He was on that thing 24/7, talking to people. I was not that outgoing. I was more the guy sitting down with a guitar on my lap trying to figure out the next track. And that was just, it worked so well. That's like, after he passed, Tizz, you've been a great help to me when it comes to promotion. I know nothing about it. To be honest with you, it's something I really don't care to know about, but I understand that if I don't promote what I'm doing a little bit, at least someone will hear what I'm doing, or what Scott and I started. I know I could be doing a better job at it, but I just don't want to dedicate that much time. I'm trying to enjoy my retired life and whatnot and everything else too, but I'm not doing this to be famous or to be rich or any of that garbage. I just want to, we always said, we just want to share music with people. We weren't worried about making money or fame or anything. We just wanted to, we figured if what we're doing makes us happy, maybe it'll make someone else happy as well. So let's just get it out to the internet and we'll see. If people like it, great. And I still go by that today. But yeah, like I say, getting back to where I was, it says he would have loved Cluckzilla. Oh my God, he would have been having so much fun helping me with that. Lyrics and ideas and stuff. He just would have been in seventh heaven with that. So now I just kind of carry on, but he's right here with me, man. He's in my heart for sure. He keeps telling me to keep on going. So until I can't, you guys are stuck with me. So I should apologize. I'm sorry.
I don't mind. You keeping me here on a Wednesday night.
Well, Cake Face is happy.
Cake Faces. Yeah. On that note, can we just quickly play the next track whilst I deal with something? What's next, Craig? Quickly-ish.
The next track is Mega Child by Third Bridge.
Close your eyes.
She was making the sounds that she usually does when she gets that. She either throws up or does it. That's her. I can't make it outside. Yeah.
At least you get a warning sound.
But I didn't realize that was still. No, it's just like what we started doing is we fold. If the living room, it's disgusting. This is if our living room rug is down, they tend to be a bit lazier and not make it all the way outside. Sit on the rug instead. So we now fold that over the coffee table, like fold it in half so they can't get onto it whilst we're not in the room, kind of thing. So that's what I was running to do because we hadn't done that. Oh shit, that's not there.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that was. Why do I feel like that?
You were kind of dropping out there for a second. I got your back now, I think.
Oh.
Baby, I've tried to see through your eyes. Maybe I've tried too hard.
harmonies are
Clouds
killer.
from my heart have covered the skies. Thousands of broken stars rain down on me.
I love the lyrics here. Thousands of broken stars rain down on me. Too cool.
Synth electro panpipes.
Yep. The mighty Roland, what was it? GX3T.
The world's only ever bent panpipes.
Yes. Yep. Panpipes, yeah. Here's my Keith Emerson solo.
Every door has a key you must find. Use your love to break the lock on your mind. You can keep your dreams alive. Have I told you that mine are here with me? Baby, I try to see through your eyes. Maybe I try.
Quite loud that.
Oh yeah, there's no mixing here, is it?
Clouds from my heart have covered the skies.
We didn't have limiters, you know.
Sorry?
We didn't have limiters, you know, for compression.
Rain down on me.
Mega Child here on XRP Radio, the third bridge. That is Scott Halverson and our very own Craig Tizz.
Yep. All right. Where are we in the story?
Wait,
I'm an old storyteller. And then, kids, here's what happened next. No, let's see. Where to go from here? Should we just play another track, or do you have more that we should say? What do you think, Dave?
I have a million and one things that you probably said about the good man.
Go ahead.
One thing, going back, just to point out one of the things. So Scott, ultimately supportive person, said this a million times, and again, supportive somewhat to a fault. Me and Scott almost fell out once, and it wasn't his fault, and it wasn't my fault. Because what Scott was doing was the same thing that was happening across all the internet at the time. And you know, it's like, oh, you know, I like your music. Do you want to, you know? And it was the beginning of those like for like days,
right?
Where it's like, you know, like this, if you like me, I'll like you, and I'll post about your music. You post about my music, and we'll go from there.
Right.
Awesome. Scott would have been a really good, you know, those promoters that were working back then, like Hear This Promotions and those kind of guys.
Right. Yep.
He'd have been very good at being one of those. I tell you that. So what he was doing was vote sharing on the goddamn XRP charts. So we ended up for a while, and this actually before anyone accuses him of cheating wasn't when there was like 4 or 5 third bridge tracks in the charts either. This was after they were legitimate ones. But the problem was we had this core group of about 10 bands organized by Scott that all voted for each other every single week, which meant for 3 weeks in a row, and it took me ages to figure it out, 3 weeks in a row, everybody was number one. All of those 10 artists were number one for 3 weeks in the go. And I kept being like, it's great, guys, but like, yeah, great and supportive, but like, what's going on? I don't understand. You can't just keep. I thought people were just being like, oh, I vote for everything because we support XRP and we support music.
Yeah, right.
And it ended up being Scott that had organized this goddamn voting syndicate. And it's like, well, I just wanted to support the bands that I support and I enjoy. And I'm like, mate, you're not actually doing anything wrong. But at first, I was like, what are you doing? You're ruining my chart show. God damn it!
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, it's okay.
I never heard this story before. This is pretty funny.
There's a few little amusing chat box because again, Scott was a little bit more controlled in the words that he used than, say, maybe me.
Yeah.
And he used to not directly mine, but if you remember, we had the likes of the Louis Draytons and the slightly weird people in the chat box.
Yes.
And I don't think it was the fact that Scott was uncomfortable with it, but he was uncomfortable for other people.
Yeah.
So he looked at everyone else, and it was like if I was, and back then we just started this station pretty much. I'd drink whilst I was doing the shows quite heavily on some days. Like some of the shows were just a big party with music, and you had party DJs on. So it's a little bit rampant and wild at sometimes, and my tongue would get away from me. And I always remember him because I'd be like, "This is a fucking amazing track," and Scott would pop and go, "I think Tizz likes this."
He was translating and making sense out of it.
Yeah, he was always very, very blunt when people's mouths got or fingers in some cases got away from them, and almost every time it was it'd always full stop it at the end as well, so it felt blunter. It's like,
yeah, that sounds about right, I guess. Huh?
This is a good track. Full stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he Scott. I never really gathered it 100%. I hope he was just wonderfully sarcastically dry, and that's what it was.
Oh, he was. Big time.
A lot of his humor was so deadpan. You could almost they'd say something, and you're like, "Oh yeah, right," and then the wry smile would come up, and it'd be like, "No, I was joking." Like, "Oh, right."
Yeah, that's true. No, he had a super deadpan sense of humor. It was hilarious, and he loved wordplay. That's why he was such a good lyricist. He just, one of his favorite things around here where we live, if you drive around like the major roadways and stuff, they will have historical markers, right? Like by a river or something, explain like a big tablet of stone, right? Well, he called them hysterical markers. So the idea was to drive by the hysterical marker, get out, point at it, laugh hysterically, then get back in your car and continue. So that's what he did with hysterical markers, because they were not hysterical. So that was his sense of humor. To this day, if I'm driving with Connie, hey, look, hysterical marker. There's a lot of stuff like that.
See, that's what I mean. It's those little things that will always stick with you. It was always silly little jokes with him, like especially in the early days. I'd be saying something like, "Oh, these are some fat beats," and he'd be like, "Well, I think they're allowed to eat what they want." I'm like, for fuck's sake, Scott.
I know. Oh my God. It's so funny. I never told you this, but back when you had your track Buffeted with Jam Jar Jimmy, we had a thing also that was a buffet song as well, and it's never been released, but it's just hilarious. It's like Scott, like, I put down like this guitar track, and like he's like free rapping over it, and he has stuff like, "It's popcorn shrimp day," or like, "Get me past this soup," or stuff like, it's just hilarious. Like going through his buffet line. I never did anything with it, but I should dig it out someday if I can find it.
Definitely.
It's just great, man.
And anything like that. I mean, I do. It's nice to hear Scott in musical form, but some of the times I really like I said, in Downtrodden, where you hear a little bit of him outside the pre-written lyrics and the melody. There's like these little slip-ups that are very to his character. Yeah,
there's so much stuff that's like stand-up comedy almost. Like who doesn't record like little bits and skits and things like that. There's a bunch of that kind of stuff nobody's ever heard. I should go through those 32 90-minute tapes of all those cassettes and see what I have that I can release someday here. But yeah. Anyway, Another track, you think? I don't know what we're doing for time. Hour?
I think so. Yeah, we're halfway through now.
All right, cool.
And we have not played half of the track, so we could speed up, I guess.
I'd pick it up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you're more of a watching the clock kind of guy than I am. I'm more kind of looking at my list. All right, next one up, Third Bridge, a track called Limitless, which is a wonderful song from Scott, which kind of sums him up, telling us everyone can do anything. There's no boundaries to what you can do to yourself if you apply yourself. So this is Limitless by Third Bridge.
Cool. Here's one of your earlier recordings, obligatory 3 seconds of silence at the start.
Yeah, right. This is off of an iPad, I think, off GarageBand. The live guitars.
He loves that goddamn one.
Yeah. It's almost a hip-hop groove, actually.
In the vacuum of forever lives the light bright. It absorbs me, it surrounds me, into my life. I am out here on my own, dreaming I can fly. We are limitless. We are limitless. We are limitless. We are limitless. Just the answers to the find the reason why. If you're asking the right question, truth will flow from the light. Think of an instant, it will all flow by. We are limitless. We are limitless. We are limitless. We are limitless. In the spaces between moments, time stands still before my eyes. In the distance, dozens voices, thousands of light. We are running for our home, never knowing why. We are limitless. We are limitless. We are limitless. We are limitless.
Definitely says good night.
We are limitless. We are limitless.
I really, really only vaguely remember that, to be honest. It must have been an absolute age since I played it. I mean, since I moved.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah, there's a lot of tracks back there around that same, time period that don't get a lot of play, like, oh my God, Floating was back then. you can probably look them all up on your side, but there's a ton of tracks right
There's
there.
loads and loads
There
and loads
is.
and loads.
There's loads and loads and loads.
I guess it's that's one downside to the human brain and music. It's quite easy to always go to the like. If someone turns around to me and says Pod Racer, I'll probably play 21st Century or Volts. If someone turns around to me and says, "Oh, pick up some Gold Star," it'll be Alcohol Abuse. Like you do have the go-to tracks that you play, and I'm glad that the next one that you've chose is my go-to track for the Third Bridge, at least. Anyway,
is it really?
Yeah, it's one of my personal favorites. I thought you knew that.
I did not know that. That surprises me.
No,
actually, it's kind of funny because I tried to leave out some of the quote unquote popular stuff, like Love Wave isn't here, but Love Wave got a lot of airplay back in the day. We came out with that.
I think Love Wave was your most poppy one.
Yeah.
By far.
I still remember us sitting down together in the studio writing the lyrics to it because he got stuck a couple of times and I gave him a couple of words and we got through it. And I think we had better tech then too because it has more loops like that Middle Eastern violin track and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think we were using GarageBand then for more stuff like that because he wrote so much stuff on his iPad and he brought it down to the studio. We took the headphone jack out, plugged it into my cassette into my deck, and we just recorded that way.
The irony. The irony.
That
is so old school. Well, you could have recorded it into GarageBand.
We didn't know how to do that. We didn't know you could do that.
Oh, God. That's funny. That's wonderful.
I remember, when they came out with these 32-track digital Porta Studios, right, we each bought one. Okay? He had one at his house. I had one at my house. That way we could both work on the same songs at the same time and just transfer SD cards back and forth.
Yeah.
Now since his passing, I have both of them. The one's upstairs in my little writing nook up where Connie is. Then my other one's down here in Icebox, so I've got the both. But it worked out great for us doing it that way, because anybody else would have file shared across the internet or something. We didn't do that. We physically traded cards back and forth,
No, that's wonderfully old school. I love the fact that you a digital audio station and recorded it into a reel-to-reel. There's nothing. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
I mean, I do feel bad. I think I told you about recently I was over at one of my friend's house and he has a full-blown Logic Pro studio.
Yeah.
And he's showing me all the plugins that you can generate vocals and you can generate all these backing tracks and stuff. Can you imagine if Scott and I would have had access to something like that, the stuff we would have came up with? Oh my gosh, that would have been just cool.
I'm on two sides. One, it would be like, okay, you can make a lot of stuff, and two, I think Scott would find that overwhelming. I think that would be one too many things all in one place.
I know I do. When I went to my friend Jim's house, I said, okay, this is really cool and everything, but when do you put the mouse down and actually record something? And he goes, well, that's a problem. You're busy scrolling through lists of patches.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing.
I mentioned this to you. It was either last week or the week before, where I used to use Logic Pro 7 Platinum and then I had all the Audio Waves plugins and blah blah blah. The studio I use now is this Logic Pro stripped right back.
Okay.
So, because I'm not, if it gets to the point where I get a lot of, which I don't think I will because of AI mastering services, but if someone turns around and goes, I want mastering services, I'll install all the plugins again. When it comes to my personal music making, I don't want to be overwhelmed by a shit ton of selection to just go next. I don't want it over. I think that's the problem with current digital media. The presets are now fine tuned. So before, it was just, I want a dancey synth, searching dancey synth. That's not quite what I want, but I'll turn the knobs to get to what I want. Whereas now, it's just dancey synth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Deep dancey synth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they've dialed all the things in that you could already do probably quicker than searching for them, in my personal opinion.
Yep.
I find, I probably enjoy, ironically, considering I haven't finished anything in ages, but I probably enjoy making music on a more stripped back studio now than I did when I had all the bells and whistles on it.
Well, I'm not gonna say too much about this without giving too much away. But I'm working on a project right now using my little Nook writing studio upstairs, and the rules to it are only using the instrumentation in the Nook, not coming down to the big studio, not using the big synthesizers, not only the stuff I have up there. I'm going to write stuff just with that to see what I can do with it. I really think the less options you have, the more creative you're forced to be.
Yeah.
If you have all these programs that are going to hold your hand on how to make music, well, then what's the creativity in that? I think you need to force yourself out of your box and make you creative. I mean,
No, I remember. Sorry. I was just going to say, hey, we were both going to say, who's going to say it first?
Great minds, buddy.
Craig,
Yes.
you go first.
I was just saying, like on my studio computer and my new PC, I have FL Studio, I have Pro Tools, I have all that stuff, Ableton 10. I never use them, but I have them. I mean, if my physical decks go down, I'll be forced to learn how to use those things. I use them more I do the synth plugins in those programs and use my master keyboard with them. So yeah, like Kind Machine says here, you have a choice of 15 compressors. Which one do I use? I mean, at the
end of the day, I've said this a million times. The majority of the like a graphic EQ is a graphic EQ. Realistically, don't like one compared to another one. You can do the same exact stuff just in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
So there's a compressor. A standard compressor is a standard compressor. A reverb. Okay, there's a bit more in there. You can have like a space verb or a realistic reverb or a digitalized reverb.
Right.
Okay, there's a little bit more there, but you only need those selections in one reverb unit, really. And if you're using any standard synthesizer module, you're not just using a sound bank, but you're using a synth module sound. Then if you get a preset that's close to what you do, you can make any sound with those synthesizers now, especially some of these modeling synths where you can like make the sound of a glass vase and stuff like that. It's incredibly impressive. So yeah, it's I mean, I go back to there was a track that I made fucking ages ago called Just Like the Dinosaurs Did. And we had all good synth stuff, but we wanted a more live sound to the drums than what we could get at the time. The live samples just weren't really good at that point. The digital samples didn't really go because we had a live violin in it. So it didn't really just didn't fit once. And instead of having loads and loads of drum sample banks or searching through them, we just used stuff that I've told you this story before. We used a metal ashtray and a chopstick. We used a triangle. We used a little kind. We used like a cake. The outside of those cake tins that snap off where you can push the bottom up. The outside of one of those with I think it was just greaseproof paper. Pulled tight over it with an elastic band as a little drum, and it sounds like quite a cool drum and bass kit in the actual final mix of it. And we probably did that and made up our mind then quicker. We were young then as well, so our minds were more creative than I've done trying to select a drum patch that I want to use.
I think it's a lot more fun as well.
Yeah. Sometimes I think having all these tools at your disposal just stop you doing stuff that you don't even think that you could still do. I sit down when I'm producing, I'll start off with drums and I'll be tapping them in. And it's been ages since I've sat down and gone, I'm going to get a piece of wood and smash it off a leather chair for a snare.
Yeah, right. I mean, Third Bridge was very much DIY. We were kind of like, the whole punk movement back then, DIY thing. We were all about that. Why should I have a program do this when I can figure it out myself?
Yeah, definitely.
So there was that. Well, should we be moving on ahead here, I suppose, eh?
Yes.
Song-wise? All right, this next track up is apparently one of Tizz's favorites. I did not know this. Yeah. This is a track called Without You by the Third Bridge.
No.
What? That's what
I missed one, sorry.
You were going to say The Traveler, weren't you? See? That's what he even knows what Without You sounds like? I'm amazed by this.
Honestly, off the top of my head, no, I can't. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. Not a problem. Anyway,
Yeah,
this is almost Tizz's favorite song.
Scott, I've been throwing up for the most of the day. My head's not with it. I missed the track. It's there. I've got it there.
Yeah, right there, baby.
I just decided not to read that line and read the one underneath it. I don't know.
Back up one, man.
Well,
All right, this is Without You by Third Bridge.
ironically, we were almost without.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Good production here.
Flames on me, got no time. There's no chains to tie me down. No claims to claim, nothing special. Why would you want me around the way I am? Guess I just don't understand why you stay. But I can't live without you. No, I can't be alone again. No, I can't live without you. Without you.
This guitar song here was 3 phase shifters all strung together.
See, like, you can't do that on the DAW. You can, but you wouldn't think to do it. You wouldn't just physically go, plug in.
That's what we did.
No, I can't.
That's one thing that I do is having like a physical signal physical, like just
Oh, yeah,
that.
I can't
Yeah, I have
decide
pedals.
if
You gotta have
I
hardware.
feel at all or if I'm made of wax. I used to think that I knew it all. I never dreamed that I could be wrong. Now I can't live without you. I'll never be alone again. No, I can't live without you. Without you. Without you. Without you.
Wow, wow, wow.
No, you know what? Funny, that guitar solo. I'm playing guitar. Scott picked up the wah wah pedal off the floor and had it in his hand. He's going wah 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 with the pedal as I'm actually playing the solo. That was pretty creative. Oh man. Anyway,
A lot of
yes, go
a lot
ahead.
of stuff is being immensely creative. I have one last funny tale of Scott that
Oh, please.
that I wanted to mention. And it was a really long conversation that I had out of him where neither of us really understood what the other one was 100% saying. So Scott kept saying it's been difficult to get air here in the US. The UK has been far more open to music projects by unknown and independent musicians. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm like, oh, it's not really anything to do with me specifically, but you know, I guess I'm in Birmingham at the moment, so And he's like, "Oh, but someone from," he goes, you're familiar with XRPRadio because they said you told them to play our music." And I was like, "It wasn't anything like that. I probably just sent it over them."
Yeah.
And long story short, I'm there trying to basically say, look, XRP's not just British though. It's like we've got all these DJs all the way around the world,
Right, yeah.
and he is not wrong, but he's mentioning he's saying like more thank you for reaching out to people in the UK and getting our music around a bit, which I had nothing to do with. So we both at loggerheads, both saying like, both basically turning around and going, "No, it wasn't me. No, it's not just me. It's not just me. It's all fine. It's not just me." And then it wasn't. He didn't speak to me for, what was it, from, when was that one? So from the 30th of August to the 19th of September, he didn't speak to me. I mean, he speak quite often via messages, at least anyway.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, he turned around and went, "Why aren't you British?"
Why aren't you British? What's the matter with you, sir? Oh man, that's too funny.
Right after that, we both go back and read back what we were through, and suddenly realise that we're both talking about completely different topics that have nothing to do with each other, and wondering why each other's acting so weird.
We kind of had a falling out as well. Not a falling out per se. We just kind of lost touch for a while. We kind of drifted off, and he found other interests. He went through what his wife calls his boating phase, where he got into boats, and then he went through his custom car phase, where he joined a car club and drove around all these classic automobiles and whatnot. And then after he had gotten done with that, somehow we met up somewhere. I can't remember. God, Connie would know how we bumped back into each other. And we said, "Hey, you want to get back into doing music again?" "Yeah, let's do that." So we just kind of picked up where we left off. It was a couple of years, I think. Quite a long time. I mean, no kind of animosity. We just kind of drifted apart, and you want to do something different. That's fine. I mean, some of the later stuff, I mean, that's where you have like Traveler and Rose-Colored Glasses and stuff came after we got back together again. But on the subject of The Traveler, which is our next song, I am so proud of this. If you've heard the Craig Allen Heck stuff, like Captain Midnight, or any of the song stories, Temple of the Sun, The Traveler was probably the first time we actually sat down and tried to write a mini movie in our heads. It starts out with this thunderstorm, and like this is like this little magician, like a little wizard guy, climbing up this mountain, trying to get to the top, and
it's very pushing him back.
Yeah. The wind's pushing him back, and the rain and everything, and he's trying to press onward. And the song talks about his journey, and I'm so proud of this. It has very much, the harmonies were just a bitch. It's got this really strange 3-part. Been compared a lot to Crosby, Stills, Nash, which is somebody my age, my era. That's a pretty great comparison. But I don't know if you want to spin it right away, but I'm looking at our time as well here. But
well, we've got, what have we got? We need to speed up just a little bit.
That's why I'm saying I'm not trying to preface it so much. But Traveler, I do want to talk about, because it was a great tune.
I'll preface it just by saying it was a favorite on XRP way back then when it first came out. It probably got a good solid 2 years of regular play from when it came out. Which is a good thing here on XRPRadio. Regular play, like, I'm not just saying, because obviously we pull out tracks now. I still play Alcohol Abuse now, but I'm on about, like, at least monthly play. It did well in the charts, and it is my personal favorite Third Bridge track. Obligatory 2 seconds of silence. Sorry, always forget that. Are we playing early Third Bridge?
Wow. Or is that a 12 string? I know we don't talk about mainstream too much here on XRP, but very influenced by Rush. You didn't hear me say that.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you, sir. Exactly, Kind Machine, exactly.
The traveler set foot to path and walked into the darkness. His weary eyes looked to the sky in wonderment he is free. Sound of wings from overhead goes suddenly upon him.
I'm getting deja vu with sitting back at my old desk when we first started XRP Radio. Pitch black. Face going white from the screens.
Yeah.
Thinks of times that meant the most, and wonders why they're gone now. He breathes a sigh, continues on. A tear shines on his cheek. Beneath his feet, the ground grows cold. The mist comes to surround him. The forest sounds grow louder as they echo through the trees. Will he find the bridge to nowhere? Will he find the bridge to peace? Will it matter in the long run? Will it bring him to his knees? Through wondrous and enchanted lands, the traveler goes onward. He knows that he must face the time.
I have to look it through the next few tracks a little bit.
Yeah.
Or that was me thinking we'd fit more.
Right now, his dreams alive.
So I'm hearing the music a little bit louder than you, that's why I'm not responding.
That's okay. Turn it down just a little touch. Is that any better?
That's okay.
No, I was just saying we'll have to speed through these a little bit.
Sure.
If you want to get them all in. I thought we'd have more time.
I know. Well, we can skip sail away if we need to.
No, we can fit them all in just about, and then there'll be like 5 minutes for speaking in between.
That's perfect.
The Traveller, my personal favourite from the Third Bridge. Not to say any of the other tracks are worse. Just that's my favourite. It's so good, so
That's
good.
my favorite. It's my favorite too.
Yeah, really.
That, yeah, it actually is. Between that and Love Wave, I'm kind of tied.
Love Wave is really good.
That's a cool track.
It's catchy as Love Wave, but this pips it. It's just got that little bit of a Middle Eastern-y feel to it that I really like.
Yeah. It was meant to do that. We were always very much, not that we were like anti-standard drum kit, but we really enjoyed Middle Eastern percussion.
I'd say that there's a lot of variety and world feel in a lot of your tracks. In fact, all the way through. There's definitely an overall hippie folk edge over everything, anyway.
For sure.
Lots of there's a track I need something.
Oh man, I know there is too. Boy, isn't there Sitar and Love Wave?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I've listened to too much music, Craig.
It's kind of your job, dude. Well, I will try to move things along here. I know we're running a little short on time. I included this song. It probably is like one of our stellar moments, but I have this here because this was the last time Scott and I ever recorded together. This is a song he wrote called Rose-Colored Glasses, and he came to my house, and he was pretty far into his sickness, and he was so tired. And I said, you sure you feel like recording today, man? And he goes, yeah, we should get this song finished, get it done. And, I had to double track him because his voice was so weak and so low, and it's trying to beef him up in the recording. So he sounded okay, and the one part that's funny about this song is it came down to the break. I was going to put a solo there, and I listened to the playback, and he was humming. And I go, you know what? I'm going to hum along with him. So I hummed a harmony hum to his hum. Because I was thinking a guitar solo or something, and I just couldn't. Okay, Kai Machine saying he can't hear me. I can hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. I got signal on my side. Any ideas?
Oh,
I'm coming through on my VU.
How do I gain you?
I don't know. Like again?
That was weird because I had you up until just then, and then I lost you. So there we go.
But on video it works. So I'm okay now, Time Machine? Okay.
We should all be good everywhere just right now.
All right. Okay. As I was saying, I'll make it fast then. This is the last song Scott and I recorded, and like I said, he was pretty sick by this point. So I didn't know if we were going to get the song done or not, and I had to double track him because he was pretty quiet, But anyway, this is the last thing we did together. It's called Rose-Colored Glasses.
Funnily enough, just as a fun moment, I've actually got this was around what the time you're talking about. I'm guessing was around the 22nd of September 2015.
I would say.
Because Scott messaged me going, think I'm about to make the last track with last track that I do with Craig.
Right.
It's so weird when you scroll back through messages with people that are not that. I do it. I've got a couple of other friends that I lost, and occasionally I scroll through it and I start making little connections like that. Oh, I now know that this is that track that he was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I like those little connections that you, as always. I like those little connections that you find out years after.
Yeah, I know.
I was talking to you. I was talking to Scott just before this was.
You can take a simple song and make it seem confused. Building castles in the sand just to watch them blow away. Can't have rhythm without rhyme, life ain't that way. Let's take a minute to take a good look.
I don't know if anyone else gets this, but I always thought every time that I've heard Scott sing more seriously like this, he almost sounds like he's got reverse on his own vocals. Do you know what I mean? Especially in Traveller, probably more so in Traveller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like he's auto reverse on his own.
I do.
On getting up even when we get knocked down. Think we got things in control, no longer living day by day. We just smile at each other and remind ourselves to say, let's take a minute to take a good look, to see that life doesn't read like a book. You just see what you want through your magical
For
rose.
technical explanation, I pressed buttons to make it go back to working. Good job.
Yep.
I pushed a button. I pushed a button.
My brain.
It's like talking to Fred Flintstone, man.
Someone well at the
Okay, you're a pro, Tiz. He pushes buttons. Come on. Here's the humming part.
That was a phrase that Scott hated me saying as well. I used to always say, people would be like, "Oh, thanks so much for playing my music," and I'm like, "What are you on about? All I do is press play. I sit down, listening to music that I want to listen to, and the hardest bit of doing that is pressing play on the next track. What are you on about?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, don't undervalue yourself, Tiz."
We're not going to talk about the rest of the day you running the whole thing, you know.
To be honest, this stuff, the way it works at the moment, it's very minimal. It's just occasionally, like when the domain disappeared the other week. Oh, all of a sudden I've got like 2 days worth of fucking fixing shit.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue with XRP. Actually, on the day-to-day basis, it's not that hard to run. The hardest thing is there's a lot of emails that I just can't stay on top of. But when something goes wrong, that's a week of your life ruined. Because nothing goes wrong nicely. It's not like, oh, you can't type capital letters in the chat box or something nice like that. You know, something that doesn't bother anyone.
Right.
It's always, oh, it looks like your domain's just been sold.
Yeah, really? I know, I saw that post. I'm like, no shit, really? All right.
You're listening to XRP Radio. We might actually have a little bit longer than I thought, because that was another one of the sneaky tracks that wanted to start again. There we go.
Dang it. All right. It's all my fault. I'm not as good at pushing buttons as you are.
I don't know. It might be my fault. It might not be my fault.
I don't know. I should just go back and listen to all these in the database and make sure they're good.
What have we got? Oh, no. I need to get rid of that one now. How long have we got? I was trying to keep an eye on the time because the time's gone weird now because I had extra minutes that weren't accounted for.
That's why I'm trying to move swiftly ahead.
Yeah, let's keep this pace going.
All right, next track up. We made a big deal out of this on XRP. This is the last step. I'm going to do the quotation fingers in the camera. This is the last Third Bridge song, guys, with quotation fingers. Because at the time, I didn't have anything else I could do. I had all the lyrics that Scott had left me to finish without him. And this I thought was really cool because the message was kind of like, well, I'm gone. You guys got to carry on by yourself, you know. So we made a big deal out of this, and I made a special on it on Tagged, and we played the last ever Third Bridge track.
Yeah.
And it was hard, man, because I really thought this was it, you know, and I didn't have anything else I could do that I could put Third Bridge on anymore, you know. But anyway, it's your basic Third Bridge track, kind of cosmic, you know, kind of spacey, you know. But
it was. I think this was more a reaffirmation to yourself, if anything.
It probably was. I mean, it was. I'm at the point now where I'm writing all the music. I'm on my own. All I have to go with is Scott as his words. That's why I had to try to think like him. So anyway, here's the last with quotation fingers, third bridge track. This is called "It's Okay."
We're the third bridge, third bridge, third bridge, third bridge,
Back to the pan pipes as well.
I love that song.
Come full circle. Always been to ask, did you build a bank of sounds for the third bridges?
No.
No.
I didn't save anything.
Didn't wonder where it's will we use the same kind of pan pipes or the same?
No, because the gear changed so much. This is my new my Roland Juno DS, which is a new thing.
Yeah.
And my guitar effects pedals, my modeling was always changing.
Sorry, viewers, for having to watch me dig out my nose, but I'd rather do this than have it run down my face.
Yes. A lot more Middle Eastern percussion. I didn't think about that. I guess it did go full circle, didn't it? To come back around to what I do now. There's a big question.
Yeah, I was about to type it, but it's your question, really.
I wish I could save you from facing your future, but you're gonna have to do it alone. I'll try to guide you at a distance, but you're gonna have to walk on your own. It's okay, don't concern yourself. Things you can't control will happen all the time. There are many things far more important to fill up the voids in your life. Faith is something you can see. Hope for times when there will be love to share for you and me. Let the dove inside be free. Let the dove inside be free. Sometimes I feel like I've been miles away. I regret if you're feeling this way. There's not much
This one still
that I
gets
can
me.
do short of living your life.
I watched the playback of that special the other night, and man, you guys were so nice to me that night. You talked about the production, and I was just a mess.
It's okay, don't concern yourself.
It's a good track. It's a great track.
Things you can't control will
You can tell you
happen
spent
all
a little bit
the
more, not time or effort, but
Things
care
more
over
important
it than you.
I had to. It was the last track.
to fill up the voids in your life.
faith is something you can't see. Hope for times when there will be love to share for you and me. Let the dove inside be free.
Good question,
Let
Ted.
the dove inside be free. Let the dove inside be
Why did you call yourself Craig?
Let the
But the
dove
aliens named me when I was born on my planet.
free.
Why the fuck are you called Craig?
Well, that's my mom, so I lost her at 15.
No. Sorry about it.
It's not your fault, man.
She listening. You listening to XRPRadio? That track's called "It's Okay."
But it is okay. We're okay.
Dealing with quite a heavy topic today, personal topic at least to us, as it is, and you just throw out that it's the dead mom jokes.
What? It wasn't a joke. You asked me. I answered your question, man.
Well, I didn't ask you if you. It's just the way you made it so blunt.
Press on, my friend.
Fuck.
I know it's not. People always say, "I'm sorry." I go, "You didn't do it." Okay. Pressing shifting forward. Okay, so in the story, I know Kind Machine is listening to this story. He's on pins and needles. What happens next? Okay, so I thought we were done. I thought Third Bridge was done. Ha ha ha! Little did I know that I had a piece of prose that Scott had written. And it was a big thing called Sail Away. And I talked about, wouldn't it be great if we could kick off our shoes and live forever and something? It was like this paragraph he had just written, like a story line. And I'm like, well, shit, man. Could I do something with this? And even though Third Bridge is officially done, and I think I might have messaged you too, Tiz, and I said, I've got this big old chunk of words from Scott,
You did indeed.
And I'm like, what should I do with it? You said, well, work on it and try to break it into bite-sized pieces that you can make lyrics out of. So anyway, lo and behold, turns out Third Bridge isn't done. There's one last song, and it's called Sail Away. And it's one of those where, I had to, this now is where the Craig Allen Heck stuff is starting to kick in, because now I'm starting to figure out, okay, now I got to figure out the music myself more. I'm more confident in what I'm doing. I'm getting more skill into what I'm doing in terms of production and the technical side of stuff. So I'm starting to get a bit more of my own sound, I guess, into this, but still Scott's lyrics. That's why it's a Third Bridge song. But a bit more poppy, a bit more catchy. This track's called Sail Away by Third Bridge. And it sounds like Friends.
It does sound like
It
Friends.
sounds like Friends.
I remember the first time we played this, and every just friends, the whole
I
chat
know
box.
you guys. I'm in the chat box going, shit. I didn't see that coming. Never dawned on me.
Wouldn't it be a kick if we could find a way to live forever, spending all our energy on living for the day? It would be a lifetime of just you and me for hours and hours, visiting the gardens, tossing the pebbles in the stream.
Why am I sitting there?
Please come with me, I wanna go.
What now?
Well, the Kind Machine in the chat box explained why he wanted to be called Kind and Machine. So I just went, right,
Don't give the poor guy a complex, huh?
I wanna sail away with you.
I'm sorry.
He's going to come back and ask you why you're called Tizz,
That story's as old as mustard.
Through eternity, we sail our ship of dreams in any weather, stopping off in.
Now, the funny thing is, I think if Scott was still with us today, he would have written something just like this. Music-wise, right up his alley.
But with more fanboys.
Yeah.
If it does, we'll sail away. Please come with me, I wanna go. Will you stay with me? I wanna know that you would. I wanna sail away with you. I wanna sail away with you. Please come with me, I wanna go. Will you stay with me? I wanna know that you would. I wanna sail away with you. I wanna sail away with you. I wanna sail away with you. I wanna sail away with you.
Oh, I guess we're right at the end of the show, Craig.
Yeah, we made it time-wise. Amazing. One more track to go, and that's the end of the story.
We're absolutely fantastic. Absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic.
Not too bad, huh?
I weirdly had a list of. I find it funny to play on words with insults. So I have a list of like it's just fuck tons of insults. You know, we've got I'm at the B's here, and we've got some of them are weird, and I didn't mean to bring this up at the moment, but it caught me off guard. It caught me off guard because there's somehow badass, and then they've got bad asshole.
Bad asshole sounds like a bad 80s cover band or something.
Bad bitch, bad boy, baddie, spelt differently, bad friend, badger fucker,
Ooh,
bad girl, bad guy, bad nut, bad squishies, bad squishy, bad uns, bag of dicks. And then this is the one, weirdly, there were things that should have caught me more off guard than this one. But at number 77 in this list is bag of hammers as an insult. You bag of hammers.
that's not an insult. It's a metal band.
It's another band.
Yeah,
I've got a bit down here as well, and we've got Barnacle Head and Bashful Beethoven.
I like Barnacle Head. That's pretty good.
Barnacle Head's pretty good. Barbie fucker.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's pretty harsh, man.
Oh, that's a good one.
Uh-oh.
That's a good one. It's not even hard. It's just good. The Beast of Burden.
I'll never be your beast of burden.
That's I like that. I like that.
Wow.
I like that. It's good. But burden's a harsh word. If you call someone a burden, that's harsh. That is.
Yeah. I get that.
I'd rather be called an asshole or a wanker than a burden.
Well, you might be the way things are going with the theme song.
Coming up in the new Craig. Should we just change the one word in that and we've changed the time and we'll just say that season 2 started now.
Yeah, we could do that. I know for a second I entertained the thought about just writing a whole new theme song, but then that would necessitate an entire new animation video.
Yeah,
I don't want to put booms through all that.
Yeah, I don't want to put my bank through all of that. But on the other side,
yes.
What was I going to say? Fuck, I've lost my place now. Oh, but no, it would kind of make sense if we did that because then we've finished on a special as well.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
Finish on a special, season 2, assholes instead of milkmen.
I did like the part where I'm just going to overdub redacted. I have to punch that in really quick, though. It'd be kind of hard to do, but I could probably do it.
No.
Anyway, okay, well, if we're going to try to end on time, you should probably, you want to say goodbye and play the last song for the last song out, or vice versa?
Yeah, we should probably say goodbye and then play the last song.
That sounds fair.
So, as always, it's been a pleasure to entertain you all for the evening. Thanks for dealing with me more than anything, because I was very ill earlier today, throwing up, and I was almost going to say no, and then I realised, no, this is an important show. It's the right day to do it, so I'm here. But I am going to go to bed after this. Thank you to Scott for keeping us going, putting us in the same room together, even if it is virtually. Keeping a lot of awesome music going in the form of Craig's music and the Third Bridge, and keeping an awesome radio station going, because unfortunately, mate, you've absolutely emotionally blackmailed us into doing this into our fucking deathbeds. Thank you very much.
I wanted to sell all these guitars and play golf, and I can't.
Thank you very much, sir. I will see you hopefully in a while. Eventually,
Yes.
And you will have a lot to answer for.
A lot of explaining to do, sir.
Lots explaining.
A lot of explaining to do. Yeah, well, you know, if you look at things chronologically, I should see him before you, but I'll say hi for you.
Why did you have to do that, you prick? I hate it when he says that.
Hey, so you're older than me. Stop it. Stop being old.
We're all the same age and I'm 21. We're all the same age and I'm 21. We're all the same age and I'm 21.
You say that same crap every Wednesday. Come on, man.
It's because we're all the same age and I'm 21.
Only 21. I got that part. Well, I'm 16, so I'm still catching Pokemon, too. Yes, I love Blastoise. Anyway. I'm gonna save the story about the last song just so I get this in.
Excellent.
Yeah. Anyway, this comes full circle. This song is called Andromeda Blue, and it shouldn't exist at all as a Third Bridge song. But what happened? I'll try to make this quick. It happened on a Halloween night, not this Halloween, but the one before. And I had a song called Andromeda I was working on. It was an electro track, kind of spacey, kind of Tangerine Dream. And I don't know what happened. I was down here working on it, and all of a sudden, in my head popped in Andromeda Blue. I'm like, what's Andromeda Blue? So I went upstairs and sat in the nook, and all of a sudden, this entire song came to me. And it's about this girl who was like this hippie girl, and she's very loose, free-spirited and whatnot. And it's all about her. And I looked up, and I looked at the sky, and I go, Scott, did you just send me a song? Because these lyrics, and that's something I would have written myself. It was not me. It's a very much of a Scott lyric. And I swear to God that night he kind of came to me. I know it sounds really freaky, but I'm gonna stand by my story and said, you need to write this song. And it's very Third Bridgey in its approach and everything, but it's pretty much where Craig Allen Hecht and Third Bridge met together. And you know, I guess it's my tune, but I'm crediting the Third Bridge because I think for sure Scott helped me write it. So anyway, so the last song is going to be Andromeda Blue, but I also want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for hearing the story about me and my friend and our friend and what he did for us, what he did for all of us, you know. So just hold him in your hearts and your memories, guys, because the guy was just incredible. So anyway, that's all I have to say. So there you go.
Thanks to you, Craig, for putting up with me for so long and allowing me to force your emotional moments to be for other people's entertainment. Andromeda Blue, the Third Bridge. Catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Oh, dear. Good show. Good show.
Oh, great show.
I enjoyed that.
Feet are on the ground, but her head is in the skies. Love is in her heart, and stars are in her eyes. She's a mystery to me, but talk to her and you'll see that for one so young she is unearthly wise. Andromeda Blue, take me to your world, through space and time.
You're my galaxy girl. I want to be your man, but no one else would understand. You have my soul.
Seriously, Tiz, if he was standing right here, he would have wrote this. Guaranteed.
She's not caught up in the world's pain and strife. She floats above it all. She leads a magical life. She spreads her love all around. This wonderful girl that I have found. She brightens my days and gets me through the night. And drama the blue, take me to your world. Through space and time, you're my galaxy girl. I want to be your man, but no one else would understand. You have my soul, my heart is in the world. She's brighter than the sun with a million megawatt smile. She's always on the run and never goes.
Maybe next year we should do something a bit more, like maybe get some live bands on and stuff.
That'd be great.
Music support day.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I do wish that we had more time to do interviews with people. I would love to get like Time Machine on or somebody.
Now, I'd say we're settled enough and the technology is consistently working enough now to be able to put that extra effort in. And my life's calmed down a little bit. So,
Well, that's the thing too. We're not quite
working
sure about,
considerably less.
Well, the thing too, if all of a sudden you find something, then you're going to go right back to having a busy schedule again too.
Yeah. But yeah, something's definitely put on the the cards. It's just going out and speaking to the band, seeing who we can get on. I want to straight away. I want to do less just your typical boring interview though, because they don't. Oh, see you later, everybody.
Oh, bye bye.
Oh dear, I almost forgot.